Everybody get up, it's time to slam now, slam now, slam now, slam Everybody get up, it's time to slam now, slam now, slam now, welcome to the Space Jam, Space Jam. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a red jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. It's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Everybody get up.
Yeah, let's go. Good Vibe Live. We here, baby. We here. I'm sorry it took so long, but we made it. Let's go live right now. We are in southern Utah. I'm your man, Matt Alexander. This is a live drone shot looking at the beautiful southern end of Zion National Park. I want to welcome you guys to Good Vibe Live. How we doing, y'all? It's good to see everybody. It's good to be here. You're looking at the puppy cam right now. Take a look at my girl, Stella. She's helping me out as we get this show started. I want to welcome everybody. I apologize for the delay. I'm having some trouble getting good internet out here, but you know, we're going to make it work. I have live with me today Miss Sam Johnson of SamVanZam. She's going to be coming in giving us an update on all things mental health and a discussion she's going to be leading on Monday, as well as an awesome interview from Channon Hodge, as well as some check-ins from van lifers like Danny, who is a travel nurse, and he's going to be giving us an awesome update on what's going on in his world. So we've got a lot going on in this episode, but I'm going to take a quick second to bring on our live co-host today. Let me see if I can make this work. Sammy, are you there? Can you hear me? Woo woo! Let's see here. All right. We're going to go live over to a live cam. We've got Aaron outside. This is a live shot of the van. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I want to toast everybody with my favorite coffee. My boy Justin of Nussaid Roasting. He's our amazing coffee sponsor. So giving it up, everyone. Take a drink of whatever you're drinking, and welcome to Good Vibe Live. So Stella says hello to everybody. And I am going to try to pull up Miss Sam. Do you hear me, Sam? Do you hear me? I see you over there. You're waving at me, but I can't pull you on the screen here. Let's see. So guys, this is a live show. So bear with me a bit, but if send in your comments on YouTube. I'm going to be reaching out to people. Chris is going to give me updates throughout the show. So make sure that you interact with us throughout the show. I'd love to make this more interactive. It's tough producing the show live while I'm also doing this, but we're going to make it work. And I'm trying to bring on an extra co-host so that makes it a bit easier for one person to manage. And if you're here, shout out, give me a shout out, say hello. I love all of you. I miss you guys, and I want to see everyone. So please reach out and say hello. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Yep. So I can't figure we're going to try to see if we can bring Sam back in later. I don't see her right now. But let's go through a quick review of today's topics. We've got the Mental Health Monday sneak peek with Sam of SamVanZam. We've got Inside the Hospital interview with travel nurse Danny of Lindsay and Danny Van Life. And we've also got the Future of Travel interview. Miss Channon Hodge of CNN Travel was awesome enough to ask me to participate in one of her events. And so it was awesome to be able to have her come back and participate in Good Vibe Live. So she was a good sport and came on board, and I loved having her on. So those are the three main things we're going to do today, and then we're going to have a Van Lifers check-in. We've been doing a bunch of check-ins. I know I've been asking you guys, Chris has been asking a bunch of people to send in check-ins. We want to spread the love. We want to make sure that everybody knows what we're up to and that we're still creating community amongst all of this. So I really would love to hear from all of you guys. If you are around, shoot me a comment. If you want to come on the show, let me see a black screen.
That's
I hear you. I hear you.
good.
Hold on.
I'm here with you.
And Miss Sam Johnson, everybody.
Heyo.
Get
Good
it.
morning
Heyo. How's it going,
from the
homie?
van. Good
Cheers to
morning,
you. Cheers
Matt.
to you.
Cheers. I'm also drinking some Enough Said. Thank you. Shout out Justin and your lovely family.
Shout out Justin.
Yeah, it's delish.
There we go.
Yeah, so good morning. Thanks for having me out today.
Yeah, thanks for coming on because honestly, I need some back and forth. It's tough doing this show at one person. I feel like I was spending all this time trying to just get it all set, and having somebody that I can just have a little banter with would be nice. So how are you? Talk to me.
I am doing well, actually. I'm currently running from the heat. I was just down in Southern California near Joshua Tree and hunkered down with my quarantine van fam. And we're making our
How
way
are they
north.
doing?
I'm here with Chris and Roven Swig and Desiree. And
Too?
yes, so we're a quarantine family. We've been together I've been with them for 8 weeks. It's unbelievable. It's
Woo.
totally different kind of van life now because we met up in Baja and then all of this lockdown started. And so we just made the commitment that we're better together than we are alone. So we're making the most of it and we're headed to Northern California to hopefully find a good place to stay for a while. We think we have a good place that might be solid for a little bit to just chill and do what we're supposed to do, shelter in place.
Yeah, so what's it been like with people? I know I've been kind of by myself for the most part. I've got another couple, Aaron and Meg, that have been a little bit of my quarantine fam, but it's got to be a bit difficult to be with people for that long, right? Like I think of relationships and couples that are stuck in a house right now, and how many divorce attorneys are going to be super busy for the next few years with just being crammed together and everybody having to really know who they are and what the relationship they're married to or they're a significant other.
Absolutely. I think that more than anything, I'm learning a lot about myself. And I mean that's perfect segue into what we're doing on Monday. I have put extra work in through this process for 8 weeks because it's not like me. To be totally honest with you, I stick around with people for a short amount of time and then I run because I can. Because there's more space, more people to hang out with. And so this has been really eye-opening for who I am and why do I do that and how do I make long-lasting relationships with the people who are around me and learn better communication skills. It's definitely a really it's a terrible privilege. It's like we all had to slow down and do this, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity to learn this more about myself.
Seems like a huge opportunity just to understand different people and how people work, how people handle problems, right? Because we really become our true selves when we're put in those tough situations where we've got to really make the decisions and we've got to handle ourselves amongst the stress. So I'm sure it's a very much a refresher course on things you can work on, and that seems to be exactly what you've been putting together for the mental health discussion coming up this Monday.
Absolutely. I mean, we're not alone in this situation. Myself, obviously, I'm not alone. I am grateful enough to be quarantine safe with this group. And so we don't hug often, but when we need a hug, there's somebody there for it. In fact, Chris and I hugged yesterday in public, and I think people were not happy. Like, you could like layers, but together. And I think that helps with our mental health. So we're a great team. We really worked well together, communicating and working through that. That doesn't mean we always get along about everything. We just are
Mhm.
we're kind and we're considerate, and anyway, so I'm grateful for this group that I have. On Monday, I want to bring a larger group together and open that discussion up, because some people might not be as lucky as I am to have this many people around them or somebody to give them a hug right now. So
Yeah.
I'm going live on the Good Vibe Collective Instagram.
Woo!
Yep. 4:30 Pacific. I don't know where you're at, folks, but tune on in. 4:30 Pacific. It may be light, it may be dark, but bring it on over.
Good
We're gonna
Vibe
have
Collective on Instagram. That's
yeah,
goodvibe.collective. I'm tossing the graphic up right now for everybody.
perfect. So we will. I will have three amazing women on to talk about handling their mental health vibes right now and what they're doing to maintain those. And we're also going to be sharing some awesome resources for people who jump on and whatnot for ways to start, to keep your vibes high. It's not an all good vibes conversation though. It's going to be real. It's going to be vulnerable. Um, we're going to share maybe some struggles, and those resources should be helpful for people who may not be thriving or doing the best, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
living their best life during quarantine. So
No, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, too, on Monday
That's
at
awesome, Sam.
4:30
So Monday, 4:30, and that's on the
Pacific.
Good Vibe Collective on Instagram, 4:30 Pacific. So 5, 6, 7
8 5
Eastern?
6 7 8
8 Eastern.
8
8,
Eastern.
8 Eastern. Yeah, I'm still figuring this out. I'm in Mountain Time now, so I'm all confused. That was Pacific,
What's
and I'm from
Mountain
Florida. I
Time?
don't know.
Mountain Time is 1 hour from Pacific.
1 hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 5:30 your
Yeah.
time.
We're just
Yeah, so
5:30 my time.
yeah, it should be nice. It should be kind of nice and chill, but vulnerable. And, it's Mental Health Monday right now. But like, if this is something that people seem to like and they want to do, and they feel comfortable and safe here, then it could be Mental Health Mondays. I'd be into that too. I mean, I have to
Mhm.
disclose, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just a human being who just gives a shit. So I'm just here um, to open up a space for people.
Heck yeah. And that's what we want. We just space for people to connect. We were having these connections all year at gatherings, and we loved everything from open mic to mental health discussions to yoga classes to all the stuff. So now we just want to pull it online, and we want to continue to make it happen because we don't want to lose that community. And that's really what all of this online live streaming is about. So I really appreciate you contributing to that and helping us continue to create community on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. This is a fun team to be a part of, and I'm loving the Good
Yeah.
Vibe Live.
Good vibe live, good vibe live. So I'm gonna keep you with me on this show. If
Okay,
you're
cool.
cool with it, come
Yep,
along with me.
I'm
We're gonna do
chilling.
a couple more segments and we'll comment a little bit. I'd love to hear from anybody out there. Please feel free to comment on YouTube, say hey, send any questions in to Sam and I. We'd love to answer any questions about the mental health discussion or anything else Nomad related. So please feel free to reach out. This is a live show, and we're going to try to do a good job of checking back in with our audience. So appreciate you guys being here, and we're going to move on to the next segment, guys. I took way too long in the beginning, so we're going to get moving straight into an awesome interview that I had with Danny, a fellow nomad and van lifer. He's a travel nurse, but I gave a whole intro about the video. Yes, you know Lindsay and Danny, and I talked a little bit about the video, so I want to let that do its case because I got a nice intro in there. So I'm going to shoot it over to Danny's video, and then we can chat on the back end of it.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Shoot it over in a second. All right, good vibers. So next we have an interview with a good buddy of mine, Danny. Danny's a van lifer, lives with his girlfriend Lindsay, and he's also a traveling nurse. So he has been put in the middle of the Philippines the last few weeks. So we're going to bring Danny on to give a little bit about his perspective, how we as van lifers can do our part. Danny, how you doing, brother?
Doing very good. How is everybody?
Good, my man. Real good. Where you can hear that all right?
In the van here, close to the
I can hear it.
in Southern California. Just having a nice day off.
So how long have you been at that spot working in that hospital?
I've been here since November. I took a contract. I was up in Oregon prior. Came down to LA. Just wanted to be somewhere warm. And took it in November. A 3-month contract. Ended up extending. So a couple more weeks.
Yeah, so let's get into that because I'm very interested about your experience. I know that you have certain time periods where you're on and then you're off and you come back, and it sounds like you left one situation and came back into a total situation. So, to share.
So basically, the way that I've been able to schedule my shifts at this particular location with a bunch of shifts, have a bunch of time days a week on this contract. So I was able to work 6 days in a row. So that's 2 weeks of work just bunched together. And then I had 8 days off. Went to Mexico, had a good time. Me and Lindsay went down and just had a blast. Came back. And now this, keep in mind, this is during a period of time a month ago where everybody knew that coronavirus was a thing in Washington, New York, and didn't really see it down here yet. But there was talk about it on the news for sure. Not much talk about it amongst the hospital. Didn't really hear anything about it. I get back from this 8-day trip. Literally, I walk into the coronavirus unit, the dedicated hospital coronavirus unit. That's my unit now. So it was pretty scary. They were telling us what you've heard a lot probably on the news. We're using one mask all day. And so that's not what we were trained and taught our whole career. It's, this is a one-time use thing. You're going to use it until you leave the room. You're going to take it off and throw it away just like a mask. Just like the gloves. And so that was pretty scary. And we knew this is a new virus and there wasn't a lot of research on it. So, what are we going to do? Say, no, I'm out of here. I'm going home. I'm not going to work and quit, or, go with it. So, we just stuck together and started working that day. It's been a month now. Things have changed.
Yeah, that's wild, man. I can only imagine getting such a quick shift in your perspective. Now, where's the current status? What are we looking at? Give people the reality of what is going on in the medical industry in your world.
Okay, so in the beginning, it was a lot of rule-out cases, meaning that patients would come in with symptoms or similar to what these chief complaints are, which is shortness of breath, cough, and fevers, or they knew somebody that got tested positive and they were around them, so they would come in, and we had a lot of these rule-out cases. waiting on the test results. That's what I had for the first couple of weeks. There were confirmed positives as well at that time. But here recently, in the week and a half, 2 weeks prior to right this day now, I've been taking care of positives. So it's definitely increasing. I have had patients that haven't had symptoms. I have had patients that have had a lot of symptoms. When I say symptoms, usually it's a breathing issue, a shortness of breath, and an oxygen demand. They're needing supplemental oxygen through the nose. And this whole virus is weird because we're not doing our normal practices of, okay, you need 5 liters of oxygen. Oh, now you need 6. Oh, I'll do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to like 10 basically on normal nose thing you see on TV a lot in the hospital shows. We're supposedly we're getting new research that, and keep this in mind, all the research we're getting now, it's not very conclusive. It's all young. It takes a long time to get good evidence.
We knew about this virus, 3 months ago? It wasn't even existing 6 months ago, so yeah.
Supposedly over 6 liters nasal cannula, it's turning into airborne, aerosolizing it and making it go into the air. If you're not wearing an N95 or that kind of device, you could possibly get it just by being in the room. So that's pretty scary, and this is 100% guaranteed. So a lot of PPE, which is personal protective equipment, changes in policy over the past 3-4 weeks. And that's, it makes it scary, that you start doubting, is this going to be okay for me? Am I going to get sick? Am I going to be one of those people that need to be ventilated? Am I going to be okay if some of these people aren't getting sick?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, interrupt me, but are you seeing anyone that was on the medical side that is now being treated?
Not physically in our unit or anything like that. We have had sick calls recently, but I don't know of anybody actually having it and coming positive that's to need type of care.
Yeah, because that's the scary part, right? You go from trying to be able to take care of people, and then you lose all of your staff. That's the worst case scenario, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I always have a lot of respect for people in your industry, and let me take the opportunity to thank you on behalf of all van lifers out there watching this show, and people that realize and appreciate the time and the effort that not just yourself, but so many people are putting in for the greater of humanity. So,
thank you. It's a pleasure to be able to actually and not have my body.
Yeah, for sure. So what can we do as nomads? We're used to self-isolating. We are used to the times out on our own in the middle of nowhere. But from your standpoint, what can we as fellow nomads do to make sure that we're doing the best thing for you guys in the field?
Yeah, good question. I mean, everybody's hearing about the social distancing thing. And, for anybody that hasn't figured out why, based on a lot of the spreading of the news, is basically we have only a certain amount of ventilators, a certain amount of nurses, a certain amount of doctors, a certain amount of patients, rooms, to where if everybody gets sick at the same time, we just won't have all the resources. That's kind of the gist of it. The whole flattening of the curve thing. If too many people get sick too quick, we won't have the resources. We will literally have to decide who gets a ventilator and who doesn't, basically meaning who's going to live and who's going to die. That's the worst case scenario there. That's something that nobody wants to be part of,
Like, you guys actually having this kind of discussion?
In the ICU where they're doing ventilators, but on my step down unit, they're actually training the staff to learn the basics of ventilators, to where maybe if it gets too many, if there's an influx, of them, that they might have to take ventilated patients. So I'm sure the talk will be here eventually. Hopefully not. Hopefully we have done a good enough job of staying at home and isolating to prevent that.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's going to be that way. And I also wonder about the ventilators. I've been hearing ventilators, very difficult to come by, take a lot to produce. I saw they were using the containment masks. Are you seeing any sort of alternative to ventilators, or has that discussion been around at all?
Not in my first facility. They have enough ventilators currently, so I haven't seen anything or heard anything like that yet. But definitely I've seen some pictures like what you're talking about on the internet as well.
Yeah. So as a van lifer, what can I do? What can we do? For input, self-isolating. What are the steps that I can do?
So, number one, like we were talking about, social distancing. Let me turn off my heater here. It might be. So, it's not just about people with illnesses that need to social distance themselves. Everybody, and not even being. They're doing research right now that may even suggest that this stuff is going airborne, and it's not just from a sneeze or a cough. It can even be possibly transmitted from talking. So, the best thing that we can do is just stay home, or minimize our to go grocery shopping. Those essential. It's not simple, try to cluster these things together. They're only allowing you to maybe get a few items when you're at the store. Do your best to try to grab as much as you can that you actually will use. Don't hoard. But that's one thing. Another thing, don't rush to the hospital if you're having some little symptoms. The main symptoms are coughing. If you're having any of those symptoms, call it primary care. If you do have insurance, to try and hotline. I know my card has pretty good for you. So is your situation so you go to the okay? Listen,
Yeah, for sure.
Those who don't, I
Awesome. No, to be completely honest, I that next set it up. I'll use this as an opportunity for me to go back and look at mine, but also anyone else out there, check your healthcare providers information, check where your hospitals are. So in-network versus out-of-network, guys, that's huge. And if you don't know where your in-network hospital is, that could be a huge detriment payment-wise after the fact. So do the legwork ahead of time. It'll save you thousands in the long run.
good advice.
Any other advice or how you see the future of this, and like maybe one good thing that's going to come out of this whole situation?
Still have a couple more things that I think that might help, especially the banners.
Please.
Suggestions. It'd be like, we're already isolating a lot. Being in the van, a lot of us are away from society and stuff a little bit more than the average Joe, which is helpful in trying to prevent the contamination and spread of this. But going to places like BLM or like desolate areas may pose a problem for other people. For example, the communities, if you're going out to a BLM land that's hours and hours away from a good hospital, if you ended up getting sick, you might be too far away or not feel good enough to be able to to get there, which would be, not good at all. Another thing with the whole BLM land is maybe there's some small towns around. Maybe they don't have a lot of, maybe they do have a hospital. Maybe it's real small though, and they only have 5 ventilators. And, if you got sick or you were there with a couple buddies or something, and they got sick and had to go there, maybe you'd be one of these people that would be able to get a ventilator, or maybe you would be taking one away from this guy over here that lives here. So those are just a couple things. Maybe the grocery store, it doesn't have enough for population banners and stuff being there as well. Maybe so limited resources. They don't have a lot of that, and so that's one reason to be going to and to try to be closer to healthcare systems that are big enough to handle you.
Sure. People find information about that if they are wanting to know, is this area, because I'm on land as well. So this is something that affects me. I'm interested in making sure that I'm doing the right thing.
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess the first thought that I have is Google it, region, and then I'll have as a hospital that that's one way to tell. There's not a really black and white answer to that for me to give you. Yeah, totally. I think that's the important thing, is to making some of these decisions, ahead of time. That in a situation and dire, we have a plan, and we're prepared. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to actually come and meet with us, Danny. Thank you so much. I'm gonna flash your Instagram. You can check you out, say hello, and shout out again. Thank you so much. Our video is going to be played on our website. The good, feel free to check that out as well. Can play or send it to someone else. Had a fun time. Appreciate it. Take care, everybody.
Cool. I loved doing and
In the dreams of everybody else, they've seen that. It's just like so scary. I just, what a brave hero. I can't, glad that he had um, the call and the will to go
I
do.
feel like they put it in, that's a big lot of responsibility. I really like for people that
That it's good to be doing something. Yeah, I respect that big time. If I don't know that I have the ability to do the thing. So thank you so much, Danny, you and everybody of what we're.
Yeah, Danny, I really want to appreciate it. You check them out on Instagram, Lindsay and Danny Van Life. They're crushing it. So is she. So give them a shout. I appreciate it. Anybody else that wants to come on and join the show, I'd love to have you guys. This is all about spotlighting you guys. It's about van lifers. There's amazing creators all over this country and world, and I have had the fortune of meeting you guys, and so I want to help connect and bring you on here. So reach out to goodvibe.collective on Instagram. Just say, hey, Matt, on the show, good vibe. I'll make sure and reach back out and jump. So to have you. I've already had a ton of videos sent in, check-ins from a bunch of you guys, where you're at around the country and how you're coping with the current isolating state. So please continue to reach out and comments. And Sam, I think our next deal, I wanted to thank a friend of ours, and you know him too, Mr. Tom Helbig.
Oh,
Tom is a huge part of the organization. Tom's amazing.
Tom, I love you. I
Yes,
miss you,
I want to give it up to
Big
Tom.
hug.
Tom is a part of Tomfoolery Outdoors. Cheers to you.
Yes. Cheers, Tom. I wish that you were here. I'll give
Big
you all the hugs.
sponsors and an amazing way for us to be able to do this, to be able to produce content, to be able to give away free things to you guys. We're going to be giving away cash money. We're going to be making sure that we're providing things to our community as is needed. So I want the people that help do that and help us support you. So big up to Tomfoolery Outdoors. Thank you so much.
Yes, Tom.
All right, so
And
our
Ohio.
next, yeah, our Cowboys are sweet. Miss them. We had a good time this summer. So on the audio on that, guys, we're all kind of figuring this out. So to be honest with you, I'm not happy with the way the audio's coming in. I know some tough issues with maybe the sound, so bear with me on this. I'm going to continue to work on it, try to get it better each time, but I'm working on a limited Wi-Fi network, so hopefully we can make it work amongst all that. But I'm going to see if I can go to a live drone shot.
Yes. Yeah, thanks
My
for saying
buddy
that. I definitely wasn't what Danny was saying. I have respect for what Danny was saying, so I'm sorry. It was just like, I think, a delay in audio situation. Put those two together. So I'm so sorry for that misunderstanding up there before. So thanks for saying something.
Yeah, no, of course. I think the audio is creating a lot of delays, and then I've got feeds, so it can be quite a bit of to put together. But no, it's amazing. And I appreciate what they're doing. So
Yeah, absolutely.
get on. We've got the next interview with the.
Oh, right.
Have you?
Dude, I saw that you were like totes on the CNN website. How did that happen?
Yeah. So Shannon reached out to me through a client of mine, Jenna from Tiny House Giant Journey. Shout out to
Yes.
Jenna.
Yeah.
Still shooting for her channel. Love working with her, and she got contacted by Shannon. Shannon's a big friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Were you trying to say something? I don't want to cut you off. I tend to talk too
No.
much.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was thinking, you said you're still shooting for her. Are people letting you in their tiny homes right now?
No, they're not. So what we're doing
So
is we are finding Airbnbs that are empty right now.
cool. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
Dude.
so I
Okay.
figured
Yeah.
that
Sorry.
we'll take advantage of that opportunity, right?
Absolutely. There's a time and market.
Yes.
You gotta capitalize. So okay. So that's how you guys got
So
linked up together, and Shannon called you,
yeah,
and you did this awesome interview.
she called me to do the show, or do her interview, and I just had a great time talking with her. She's just an amazing human in general, and so I really liked connecting and figuring out what was going on in New York City, where she's at. She's in the thick of things over there, and she's very tuned in with what's going on with the news and media. So it's definitely a different perspective than what we're used to getting.
Oh yeah, big time. New York is like a totally different scene right now. Like, I mean, it's memeable. Video about how people in California are coping with lockdown versus people in New York. It's great. So spread the news.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull up the article here. Sweet, cool. That I recommend you guys check out. It's on our website, thegoodvibecollect.com. On to our
And that's Nate
definitely
Murphy, right?
opportunity.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
followed
Nate Murphy.
for
I
a
actually
while.
have an interview with scheduled for next show.
What? I've been following him since my
Yeah,
van build. So I've been following him for like 3
right. I
years
feel like
now.
he was one of those early on van lifers.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Cool. Well, tell him I said hey.
Are you fangirling right now?
No, not at all. Look, here's
Yeah,
Cashew.
sure.
Oh, look who came to visit.
Look
Here's
at that,
the
Cash.
yes, he's been outside
Hey,
all
Cash.
morning.
What's up,
Yes.
Cash?
Yeah, so very cool. Anyway, so article you got in, Nate Murphy's also there. So you chatted with her because she chatted with all these other people, so you wanted to get the inside scoop.
Interviewed an RVer, Nate in Spain, myself, and a few other nomads. So got a nice different groupings, but it's all in the
Yeah.
interview. So I feel like I don't want to double talk like I've been doing in the past. So I'm gonna try to pull up the video interview that we did, and just we're gonna rock right to it.
Cool. Awesome. I can't wait
I'm
to
gonna
see
try to
this.
get this audio locked in this time.
So yeah. Don't screw this up, man.
I know.
No, you're
I
doing
know.
great. It's your
Good
second
thing
show.
is we
You're
got
doing it out in
lots
the
of good
desert.
friends.
Yeah, whatever. Where else do I have to be on a Saturday morning in lockdown?
That's
Nowhere.
right. We're hanging.
I'm on a gorgeous
We're
property.
chilling.
Yeah, I'm hanging. I got nowhere to be, man.
Oh, hold on. While we're setting this film clip up, I want to talk about something serious that's going on that we both had to deal with.
Oh,
Mice.
man. For real.
Can
The
we talk
second
about this real quick? Because I've had some serious issues with mice. I've talked to other van lifers that have had up to 12 in their van. I have a nice new roommate thanks to all of the slowing down that I've been doing and staying put. This
that's
is
crazy.
something I think a lot of us might be dealing with.
Is it inside the van or inside the engine compartment?
I
Like under the
think he's
hood?
inside the engine compartment at the current moment, but who knows? I mean, those guys could go anywhere.
Well, I'll tell you what. You just saw my mouse beast. Cashew will take care of most of that
Mm-hmm.
if it was in the house. He did alert me to the ones I had under my hood, and I did have them under my hood in the desert. They would bring all kinds of greenery and whatnot and hang out under the hood. And they would tear up my insulation. I didn't see any kind of wire damage,
They didn't eat your
but
wires?
no, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't if I didn't catch them when I caught them. So I had
Right.
to go on the action. So I called up a really good friend who's just like so smart. I call him for everything. His name is Google, and he hooked me up with all the right beats. So he told me to put like fabric softeners, like dryer sheets, not the fabric softener, dryer
Okay.
sheets. Also, there was just like random other things I had around that also deter it. There was a whole list of things. So, like used cat litter. My used cat litter is just sawdust. It's just like pea sawdust at that point. So, I scattered that
Yep.
around. I also made a essential oils and water mixture. With like different kinds of essential oils that they're known to not like. So one of the ones I used was a cedar wood, and it was like in a mix. So I would spray that down in there and leave the hood open. Chris did most of the same things, except he also had a light, like a motion sensor magnetic light that he put underneath there. Oh, so
Yeah.
Chris,
Go rock it.
floodlight, and I mean that seemed to do the trick. We uh weren't there for too long. I mean, we were there long enough to get these. That was the first time that's happened. But now that we're gone, I don't think any of them came with me. I hear that that's a thing that can happen.
Yeah, he came with me from Nevada for a 3-hour drive, including on off-road gravel. I went up on the embankment, on the side embankment, and tried to shake him out. And yeah, this guy was
Yeah,
really
dang
settled in.
it.
He had all the tree
What a
nuts
jerk.
collected. I mean, he's trying to find a home. I get it. I'm not super mad at him, but I feel like this is something that it's just not the place. I'm not ready to have an extra roommate. I don't really like roommates. Stella's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, you
So
just
you
got
know what I
Stella. You're
found
still
out
getting
is
to know
the
Stella.
ultrasonic. Have you heard about
Oh,
these
the little
ultrasonic?
sound thing.
They make
Yeah, did you
these
do it?
little like strobing ultrasonic. I ordered 2 of them from Amazon, so I'm hoping that
Essential
I'll
item.
have something that will work. Victoria Nomadic Fancy gave me a non would not hurt the mouse device, so a trap that was not going to kill the animal.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I found out she said she found 12 mice in her van, I'm pretty sure that was just 5 or 6 that she found released and then went to her van and she got again. So be
Dude, I
aware,
started
this
tagging
is
them.
happening. I mean, this is
Yeah.
something that's happening. I think everyone should know it. That's why I wanted to bring it up today. I thought there's definitely something going on with all of us slowing down a bit. So be mindful. Look
Yeah.
into these
There's
ultrasonic
humane ways to deal with it.
devices.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, there's definitely humane ways to deal with it. We really didn't have any problems. The only times that we saw any after we started to enact these like deterrents was when we had really high winds, and so we didn't want the hoods open during the winds, and so closed the hoods and then you open them up a couple hours later and there was a mouse. You're like, dang it, you gotta be kidding me. So
Yeah.
I know for a while the animals kept them away to an extent, but the deterrents, they were all humane and they seemed to work just fine. So you don't have to kill them. Let them live somewhere else. Let a feral cat
So
or
if
an
you guys
owl
are
or a
dealing with
snake get them.
this, please comment. Let us know. Send us a comment right now. Be like, I'm also dealing with use, or spearmint didn't work. I sprayed it everywhere. Peppermint.
You want for mice, you want peppermint or like a cedar wood or something like that. So there you go.
I sprayed everything with peppermint, and I don't know.
I got mine from Amazon.
Okay, cool.
Well, let's see this.
So, and you ready? Let's do it. Yes.
Boom.
I appreciate
Cool.
you letting
Awesome.
me stall for a second. Let's
No
knock
problem.
it over.
I can stall like the rest of them.
You crushed it on that stall life.
All right. Cool. I can't wait to see this.
All right, Shannon. Here we go.
All right. So for our next story, I was fortunate enough to run on CNN in regards to Nomad and how we're dealing with coronavirus. Shannon Hodge was nice enough to come and join us on the show today. Hello, Shannon.
Hey, Matt.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Happy to be talking to you again.
Excited to have you on and talk a little bit about what's going on in your world and a little bit about the article. I'm going to pull up the article here and would love to just hear a little bit about what you learned while you were talking to a bunch of nomads all throughout the globe.
Well, talking to you, one of the main things I remember is that after I asked you like a million questions, I said, hey, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else to add? And you were like, hey, how are you doing? How's New York City? And it dawned on me that like we're actually having a conversation.
We are people. Yep, can't forget about that.
We're just sitting out in the desert waiting for an hour about all sorts of things. So that was nice. It's important to remember. And it's nice to like really connect with people, even while I'm doing work. So it's great.
Awesome. Well, I was super stoked to be asked to be a part of the article, and I thought it turned really well, especially you were able to get representatives from all across the nomadic field, from different globe, as well as RVers versus van lifers. I just thought you did a great job of kind of putting it together.
Yeah. And I think the important thing, and the thing that was like probably was to me, talking to you guys in the US and then talking to like Nate Murphy in Spain and talking to Bryce in New Zealand, because it is very different there. It seems like in the US, I did not understand the whole thing about public land and national forests, and that was like my mind exploded. And thank God you helped explain that to me, like dispersed camping and all that. I've never heard of it before. You guys really need to know that stuff.
Yeah,
cold, but you also think more these more times here than you might in Europe, and so that would be a cool thing to ask Nate about. And it's a really important thing to watch for saying like about public land and national forests and how they're being managed, and where they're headed, and how much land we have. So that's eye-opening.
No, 100%. I mean, just reading the article and learning about how, like, Nate's specific instance where people, van lifers, are getting kind of shooed away and moved along and really don't have a place to go. And they have 3 different types of police that are monitoring and coming in on. And so I definitely find that, and, trying to keep up with it, because you never know how our situation is going to change. And that's really one of the reasons why I want to continue to bring on people like yourself to get a different perspective on what's going on and how we can plan for the future.
Yeah, I mean, one reason we did this story was because I watch tiny house and van life videos incessantly for hours and hours.
Give it up to Jenna. Shout out to Jenna, Tiny House Giant Journey.
Groundhog Day. I watched like probably 100 of those videos. And since I learned how to put YouTube on my TV, it like changed my life. But, but the reason we started doing the article was because we've been hearing a lot from actually RVers who were saying that RV parks were closed and national parks were closed. And I thought, oh, I got to talk to my van lifers. And so it was so cool to actually be able to talk to people that I've been like watching on YouTube for 2 years. So but people are having a hard time, and it is interesting to see how vastly different those situations are. And I think a lot of that is dependent on where you are specifically.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point. I'm interested to hear your take on what different states are doing. I know it's very drastically different based on what state you're in here in the United States and how they're choosing to deal with it. What are you seeing as far as where travel's going and the future of interstate and inter country travel?
Yeah, I think it's so important for you guys especially to pay attention to local news. And unfortunately, local news places have been really hard hit for a while, and they're only getting worse. And thankfully, you can still, NPR and local radio stations are still doing a great job. But I'm from Massachusetts, and so being in New York City, everything hit New York City so quickly. And I have a family member who called New York ground, the coronavirus here is at ground zero, which is a horrific term, and I hope no one ever uses that. Yeah. But it was interesting starting in New York City to see it here. We understood the gravity of it, but then talking to family in Massachusetts who really didn't understand it, and we're still thinking that they needed to go to funerals, and we're still, not understanding what social how important that really is and how fast it can spread was really scary. And so we're seeing it ripple across the state. South Dakota's been in the news because it hit a meatpacking plant. Anywhere that, even if you live in a rural area, if there are places where people are coming together in large numbers, such as factories, there's potential for spread. And so we might not see it hit everywhere as big as it is in New York. And we certainly won't, because we were talking about, New York has public transportation. But there is going to be a ripple effect. You've got to really pay attention to the local governments in each of these places, especially if you're going to be traveling there.
Yeah, and what do you think when it comes to international travel? Because a lot of us in the nomad community, we do have overseas travel, and a lot of my friends are saying they don't know when they're going to be able to get on a flight again. And I was wondering, do you know what it's looking like for the future of air travel internationally?
Yeah, I mean, it's that's a big question. I think one thing that I've been really looking at a lot is you have to think about places are really hurting right now. Places will be devastated and they may not exist for travelers in the future. When you're going somewhere, you want to think about, even if they're offering deals, even if they've opened, even if flights are going back and forth, and that might start happening first because they were the first to really see any of this hit. You want to think about, is the government, do you trust the information that you're getting from that country? Let's say you're going somewhere and they're saying coronavirus never really hit here and we have very low numbers. Well, if that's a place where you find information where you've just not trusted the information previously, you might think twice whether you trust what they're saying about coronavirus, because they might say it's not there, but it might be there. And then you don't want to get into a situation where you're there and you're stuck. You're not going to be able to come back in. That's going to be really key. Also, is you might be able to go somewhere, but you might not be able to get back.
That's my nightmare. I'm like, I don't want to be in a third world country at a time when healthcare isn't there and the regulations could become stringent. And as a foreigner, what rights do you have? Is a lot of unknowns that I'm worried is going to have a lot of us pulling back on our travel plans.
see, there's a lot of travel.
Yeah.
Nomads, you're not always paying attention to that because you want to go to the crazy place. You want to go to the spot. But that is also very indicative of how much effort the government is where you need to be.
So State Department is one to keep an eye on. What else should we be watching? Are there countries that we want to keep an eye on, or any statistics that maybe if we're not really following along all the time and we're just checking in every once in a while, what's something that would be valuable to keep an eye on?
Yeah, I think you want to look at some of the places where coronavirus has hit hardest and first. And so that is Asia, yes. Asia is starting to reopen. They reopened some domestic travel, and they're starting to see little blips there. There's maybe a little bit of a recurrence. Pay attention to places that are kind of like us a little bit. So, was very hard hit very early on. But they also have an older population, but they think that maybe they are starting to reach that peak, and starting to understand how they come out of that peak could be really indicative for us. So I pay attention and also just pray for them, because if it goes well for them, it could go well for us too.
Bode well for us. Well, I hope they do well. I know that they've been hit hard, and it's such an amazing. I have a lot of nostalgic memories backpacking through Italy, so I hope that others can do that in the future.
You got to think about how all of these places are so dependent on us going there.
Yeah, and how we're going to reopen that, make it accessible for people. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you asking me to be a part of your awesome article, and if anybody wants to read that article, they are more than welcome to go on our website, thegoodvibecollective.com, where we have it listed, as well as on my website, but The Good Vibe Collective, and you can check it out. As well as I just want to personally thank you for keeping up with what's going on. I hope we can keep with you, and maybe we can come on later on and do some more updates on what's going on in your world.
Yes, I want to learn. Feel like you opened my eyes to even more about the alternative lifestyle, the nomadic lifestyle. I want to know so much more. So I want to hope you guys do well. I hope some great things come out of this experience. So I'll see you guys on YouTube.
Yeah, well, and I don't make acquaintances. I only find Channon. So, and I look forward to keeping in touch, because I've enjoyed chatting with you and hearing your perspective. So again, thank you so much for being a part of this. And thanks again, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Awesome.
All right. So that was Channon for coming on and giving her perspective. Hear from different people from all different places. But I'm going to be keeping up with Channon, so we'll check in with her to find out what's going on with travel. So any rules and where they continue to shift and move, because we'll definitely be giving updates on that as well. So real quick, the collective. Sam, are you with me? Maybe she's not. I'm going to show off the web. I want to see it bring me. Sam, I just had to unmute you there. Yeah, you're back.
Babe.
Yeah, what do you think of the video?
She's so cute. I like her a lot. The rest of us who would never embarrassing YouTube. So that's super cool to hear that. But it was also kind of crazy to think she's been watching this, but also on the East Coast. She really didn't understand BLM, and it's totally different to her.
public land in general.
Yeah. So yeah, really interesting stuff. I mean, like she said, I'm gonna be keeping my eye on Italy. They just recently started reopening. I think just in the last they're just like reopening smaller businesses and stuff. And to be honest with you, myself, I'm not in any hurry to go back to that I was doing before. I think I'll still keep living this social distancing life and hurt businesses if I'm not the only. So if I was ill and scared right consumer, I feel nervous and scared. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's kind of taking a step back, and not like everyone's just back into things. Like more of a process kind of getting us to that state.
Absolutely. They are. Yesterday, I went to this visit, California coast, and they just only let 4 people in, and there was just a line of us out, and we talked about that. So, in that case, yeah, sure. I really did want to go in there. I got so that line. It's like those measures are being sort of recognized, even if this is open. Then I think I'd go. But if people go in business or too close, no, I'm cool.
What are you experiencing? Are you seeing, a lot of people using masks? Are they paying attention, or does it seem lackadaisical or 50-50? What are you experiencing?
Experience in towns, mostly now. The last month I've been in town twice, and the first time we were masks and gloves, and people were like we're crazy. And then the second time we went, and everybody was wearing masks and gloves. Pulled up, and there was like, the guy in front of me and the guy on the other side of the pump. He did not have any kind of protection on, and then they just got in their cars and away. I had protective gear on, like my door handle with the hand glove, and then I got in my van, and in my van I have running water and soap, and so like I got in the kitchen and like washed my hands for 10 minutes. So I ain't playing with this. Like I'm very lucky to not necessarily be a high risk, individual, but I'm not playing. What Danny said was really serious. We need to like keep ourselves out of hospitals right now, which is another reason that I'm trying to be more careful. Like I'm clumsy. I'm not like go on mountain bike trails right now because I can't be going to the hospital for something stupid, for a broken wrist or something. And I would do that. So, trying to be
clumsy. Has to be super careful right now. I can't get hurt.
Yes, and clumsy. You can't be getting hurt. I'm sorry I keep giving you the pointy finger guns this morning. I don't know. I'm like on some kind of maybe. I started now. Stop.
Let's give some pew pew out to some of our engaging audience. We had a couple people reach out that I wanted to mention. Zach, wanted to give a shout out to Zach. Mentioned the peppermint oil for mice. To let you know, Zach, because Zach actually gave me a pad, like rice poop droppings on the stick pad. So hopefully the peppermint oil will do the trick.
Water.
Also, yeah, I did. I sprayed it everywhere.
Okay, heavy duty.
I don't know. And I think you have to do it consistently. Keep doing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what's up, Steph? Fan Life Chronicles. She's saying hello. She's saying you guys are doing great. Stick through it. The difficulties. Appreciate the love. I appreciate that, Steph. I'm having such a good time. Steph was actually the one that connected me with my roommate Stella, my new pupper. So big up to Steph for hooking it up. I really appreciate it. And Aaliyah Watson also commented in about the mice, saying, wow. So she didn't maybe know. So that was one of the big things I wanted to let our community know about is, hey, we're all experiencing this. And if you are staying put for a while, you're most likely going to experience.
Yeah. In hot places, just look up the different kinds of animals that are in like the area that you're staying in, because you have all kinds of visitors. And you want to stay safe.
Yeah,
I mean, there were rattlesnakes starting to show up where we were.
Nailed it. What I was going to say, the temperature is just starting to get above 55, 60 at night, which if that happens, that's when snakes start to come out, specifically rattlesnakes. I've been talking a lot with local veterinary hospitals. There is a rattlesnake vaccine. If you are a pet owner, make sure you realize that there is a snake vaccine. It's not going to keep your animal, your dog from dying necessarily, but it could slow down the process and give you more time to get to a vet. So think about that. I think it's only about $25, whereas you're going to spend about $2,000 if you do have a bite and if you're able to get your animal to the hospital in time. You know, I don't think I would get my puppers that's all of 7 pounds to the hospital in time. And so anything that I can do to make sure that I'm giving her the best defense is really valuable. And for $25 seems like a no-brainer. So if you guys haven't heard about it, reach out to your vet and look up the rattlesnake vaccine.
Yeah, sweet. I need
You
to
know
look
about
that
that,
up.
Sam?
No, not at all. And I need that for Kashubin.
Yeah, I'm not sure about cats. We need to find out if it's available for cats, but it's super cheap. And if anybody else is out there that knows about it, please respond in the comments, and we'll definitely send the information out to the community, because
Protects
it's definitely something that we got to keep in touch with our friends, right?
and you know, I just
Every
saw
van
Matt
lifer's
that
got a pet.
a couple of house cats got the coronavirus. Yep, I
I
just saw
heard
it
that.
a couple of days ago. That's so sad. They're gonna be okay, but they needed to have it. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been so sick in my life that like I'm laying in bed, super sick, and the cat wants to snuggle, that I literally have Googled, can I give my cold to my cat? And it's in general, no, you can't. But apparently with the coronavirus, you can. So that's super scary. That's what if I'm
Yeah.
asymptomatic and I give it to him? Oh my God.
I did hear that. I heard that there's a good chance you will never get anything from your pet, but if your pet has it, then it's a good chance you gave it to your pet.
Oh, jeez.
So
Oh, poor babe.
it is
Okay,
to be
wash my
aware
hands.
of.
Yep. Yep. Wash my hands all the
But
time.
I was able to get our website to finally pull up, so I wanted to quickly throw that up while we're chatting, and everybody know. Boom. All right. So it's thegoodvibecollective.com.
Looking
Into the broadcast and check it out.
people are on our
All
broadcast.
podcasts are going to be on the website as well, so I'm excited. Yeah, all the
Definitely
people that are
watching it.
actually live with us right now. Shout out to you guys. And then also there's an opportunity to join the collective. So we have a couple of principles that we abide by, but it is free to the community as long as you follow and agree to these principles. So take a chance to click on the join the collective button and look at our principles. And if you believe in it, we would love to have you as a part of our organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm super psyched with the website. The team has been doing a great job on it, and I'm really happy.
Skill my own set. That's for sure. Thank you to our team who did that, because I'm at the table. So y'all are
I'm
awesome.
gonna take another sip here of my coffee before we roll
I'm
out.
almost out of my coffee.
I think I just had my last sip. That was it.
I have one more sip left. So what else we got left? What do we got left in the show today, Matt?
Well, I just checked in with fellow Good Vibe crew member Chris, and he's saying he's actually given the flu to Tulsi before. Some dogs can be allergic to the vaccine. Oh no, this is the animal vaccine, the rattlesnake vaccine. So some dogs can be allergic to the animal vaccine. So make sure you check with your vet before you give them the vaccine.
Okay, good.
That's good information to know.
I feel like I would go to the vet anyway first.
Yeah. You want to talk to your vet. They know more of the information, but I just didn't know there's a vaccine even available. So let's just get out there and talk to our vets and find out what's available, because I think on the front end it'd be a lot better.
I'm just not trying to hang out in rattlesnake country. If it's hot enough for rattlesnakes to be there, I need to GTFO.
I'm moving.
So bye.
Yep. Go north. That's what I'm saying.
What we do.
If it's getting above 60 at night, it's time to leave.
Yeah, I'm not into it anyway. So hopefully I won't ever
Like,
need it, but like, gosh, that would just be the cherry on top. That it's like, it's all blazing uncomfortable. And then on top of it, we got no wonder they call it
Right?
Valley.
Too
So
much.
much. And you know
All
how I
right,
feel
Sam.
about
Well, I
scorpions.
appreciate you so much for coming on the show and helping me. Excellent co-host. It really helps me because I'm still trying to get all this stuff dialed in, as you can tell. But so, and I really appreciate you. You're actually in the closeout, which is our van check-in. I've been asking a bunch of van lifers, such as yourself, to send in little video clips about what you're up to, how you're coping with the quarantine and this time. So please continue to send that in, and I'm gonna end the show with some video check-ins from some fellow nomads. Until
Thank
next
you, Matt.
time, enjoy your
Yeah,
journey,
thank
my
you.
friends.
Love you, buddy.
Cheers. Love you, Sam. Take care.
Monday, 4:30 Pacific.
From Let's
Yes.
Yes, and we just want to say that we're safe and we're in the west of the states, hunker down in the forest. We also want to say just hang in there. I know there's a lot of calamity and uncertainty going on in the world now, but we choose things happening to the environment and the human connection that's happening from this. So,
hey guys, Ezra and Meg here, sending you guys love to love from our quarantine spot. We're knocking on Zion's doorstep on some BLM land and sending you guys much love.
There's like a lag.
Hey guys, it's Mikhail, aka Nomadic Soul Traveler. You guys are doing well. Continue your social distancing and be safe out there. Hope to see you on the road soon. Hey.
we are at our quarantine camp here outside of Joshua Tree. We've got 3 bands here, social distancing. We have been doing all kinds of things to stay busy out here. We go for walks, we take the dogs out, I bike out here, we drink a lot. Hope you guys are well. Stay safe, take care of the rest of them, take care of everybody, keep moving, and we'll see you later.
Good Vibe Live out here, Area 51, keeping it safe, checking in, and again, keeping it nice and safe. World famous clown motel, not creepy at all. Over here checking in from Hurricane Utah. We've just been out here hiking, mountain biking every day. We just hope that everybody's out there staying healthy and
This is
safe.
Johnny coming at you from South Alabama at my tiny compound. There's my van. I'm from Adventures of Hermes. I'm hosting 2 other van lifers here at my property during the quarantine. We've been doing side projects around our van and been working on some side projects here on the compound as well. Hope all being safe and hanging in there. We stay together, we'll get through this. Out.